Hello everyone and welcome back to Java Forever course. Currently we are learning decision controls, and in today's class we will learn about case decision, which is an alternative version of multiple alternative decisions. Remember, in the previous class we learned about if, else and else condition. We learned if some condition with a block of code, else space if, another condition block of code, and so on, and finally else, like this. Sorry about that, I pressed the wrong button here. So we learned about if some condition block, else if, another condition and a block, maybe another else if, and then finally else. This is the structure we learned. Now this multiple alternative can be replaced using a switch statement. That is another way, another alternative way of writing this type of code, which seems much cleaner to me when you use a switch statement. So in today's class, rather than using if, else if, we'll replace this with a switch statement. And we will also talk about a couple of limitations that switch statement may have, even though it looks pretty clean and easy to use it. The first and foremost, in the switch case, we write a variable name that may have multiple values. For example, day. If you remember, example day. So we'll say switch day, and then you define a block. Everything inside all this case logic goes inside. This whole thing will evaluate. Java will go here, check, go inside, and then start checking the condition. Rather than writing condition, we'll write little differently. We'll say case, and we'll say, let's say Monday, and then put a colon here. And then you want to write some statement here, and at the end of this case statement you want to write a break statement. It's saying at the end of this, get out of this case and be done with this whole switch block. So pay attention, every case statement has a break statement inside as the last statement. So you have some conditions here to some block of code to run, and then finally at the end you have a break, so that you break and you get out of this whole block itself. The break will take you out of the whole block, from this block. So the way switch statement works, as you can see on my screen, we have switch, the name of the variable in the parenthesis, and then a pair of curly braces to define the scope or make this as a whole block. And then inside you have case word, the reserved word case, and whatever is the value. This will be like Monday. Remember, Monday has to be in the double quotes because it's a string you want to compare against. Then you want to do something like print statement that says print pancake, thank you very much, whatever lines of code you want to execute, and at the end you want to say break. Then again same thing with case, and then you want to say, this is what we kind of did it when we say else if, and then we had some condition, again another else if, and we have some condition. And at the end when we say default, that means if none of this condition, if the variable's value is not Monday, not Tuesday, not Wednesday, not Thursday, Friday, default is finally whatever I want to do here. But this is almost same as what we call it else statement here. Okay. Now one thing is, this switch statement in Java is limited to what we call it either byte, short, int, character, or string values. That means like when you're taking day and you want to compare on the day, so day is a string, so you can use switch statement. Or you're taking int, suppose we designate the day as 1 to 7, where 1 is Monday and 7 is Sunday. We can say, let me write it here again, we can say switch day, and I'm gonna say case 1, and I'll say let's say print something like today is Monday. Today is Monday, right? I want to print something like this. Oops. So I want to say, switch whatever is day variable, and I put it inside, and I'll say case when it is 1, do something, break. Case 2, this Tuesday, do something, break. And finally I'll say default, and in the default again I don't have to put any value. That means if none of these values is true, then I want to do something here. That is how the case statement or the syntax of case works. It comes very handy, looks very clean. The two limitation I would say is this day, the data type has to be either byte, short, int, character, or a string. That's number one. The number two limitation is in some cases you may not be able to exactly convert the if else if into a case statement, primarily because in the case statement, if you look it here, let me take this example. One limitation that I see is this variable. Once you use this variable, you have just one value. You cannot have a condition here. You had just one variable and you have multiple values. But in the case of if and else, when you are writing a condition here, the else if condition can be different than this. I can check here x is greater than 10 and I can check here y less than 10. I can do that. But in this case of switch, you cannot do that. So switch is a more simplified version when you have one variable with multiple values. But if you want to do a little bit more complex scenario, you want to solve a complex scenario, then maybe you should go with if and else if, where each condition may have a different expression, which is more flexible than regular switch. That's all in today's class. Again, we have created some quiz. You can see here. Let me close this one. You can see there are a couple of quizzes. I want you to solve it. This will give you good practice on switch and you will master the skill. As I always say, definitely practice, take time. There is no shortcut to learning programming or coding. Practice is the only way. So practice, practice, and practice.
Thanks for watching. Do subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos.